That yellow bar is your engagement customer. That blue bar is your email customer. Do not get me wrong. Do not stop focusing on conversions. Do not stop dealing with them. Do not stop making it a priority of your site. What I'm saying is make engagement your #1 priority. How do you measure engagement? Well, if you have really good analytics set up that you can measure things like the time on site, the number of pages per visit, how many new visitors come from a particular traffic source, and how many are repeat. And neither one of those is bad. You may want a combination of both of them. What the bounce rate is, how many people come to your site and leave immediately. Goals other than lead generation. And I keep saying this. Do you have a used car keyword you're buying or a used car keyword you're optimizing for, and someone comes to your site and doesn't look at keywords, are you being successful? No. So if someone comes to your site and looks at used cars but doesn't submit a lead, are you being successful? Yes, somewhat. We're gaining that. And events during critical content. You spend all this time and energy creating a video, and you put it on your site. Do people watch it to the end, or do they play it and stop? So if you look at this, these things are basic things in Google Analytics, or most analytic packages. I'm not even going to say Google, most analytic, but that's the way you need to look at it. And if you look at the way Google positions it, site usage is ahead of goals. They're a smart company. They know what to put first. They know what you're going to look at most. The next thing is engagement off your site. Jim Farley did a presentation at JD Power, and they had an ad that they were really proud of, and he showed and he talked about maybe for 10 minutes. And the way he summed it up is this was Yahoo's most engaging ad ever. Not the most click-throughs, not the most viewed, not we got the most lead conversions, the most engaging ever. People never left Yahoo. It was a Mustang configurator. People configured the Mustang right in Yahoo and never left. They didn't go to the Ford site. They never even went to the Ford site, and it was what they consider one of their more successful ads of the year, and you can do that too. You can create engagement off your site. Like, for example, I'll show you a short little video of a banner ad that we use, and you'll see that you see this banner ad, someone can start clicking over it and viewing specials and sorting through these specials and find out if it's something that they're interested in looking at, maybe find a coupon, apply for the coupon, get it texted to them, find a map your dealership. They've never gone to your site, ever. But that's a good visit. I mean, everybody here agree that that was if someone did that with your banner ad, that'd be better than them clicking to your site and leaving? So engagement extends beyond your site. So your advertising can be engaging too. Your online advertising can be engaging. So it's not about the click. It's not about the conversion. It's more about making sure customers are going through and having a good experience. And then we want them to convert. And then we want their information. And then we want to sell them a car. But I think this is something that I can't speak enough about, is focusing on engagement over conversions. Again, I probably should have like a red thing here. Still focus on conversions. Just do it secondarily. I don't, someone at the end of this is going to see. I know someone's going to come up and go, so we shouldn't focus on conversions? Is that what you're saying? So, this one, someone's going to hate me. I'm going to get beat up on the way out. Eliminate non-branded third-party lead providers. Eliminate them next year. Why? Well, I just told you that what people want is to engage in your site. That's going to be what's most successful. And then we go out and spend money telling somebody to go to a lead form that doesn't have our name on it, doesn't offer them any impression value other than if they get the lead, we get it. And that's a growing trend. People are becoming more savvy about the internet and where they put their personal information. Year over year, there's been a 48% growth in people going to OEM sites over third-party sites. Now, there was an important thing that I mentioned in here, non-branded. Non-branded. And I try to avoid making any mention of names in here so I don't offend anyone or promote anybody, but every consumer knows what AutoTrader is. Most consumers know what Cars.com is. They're going to go to those sites regardless of whether we send them there or not. Those are good sites. Those are good sites, but it's the sites that don't promote your name, that don't let anybody see you, that don't go out and put a Super Bowl ad out and create consumer awareness of it. How do they do it? Most of them do it through search marketing. Is everybody in this room doing search marketing? Is anybody in this room not doing search marketing? Raise your hand. That's probably a better question. Okay. You're out there in the search engine. This is a search for 2010 Honda Accord. Probably a decent keyword for you. 72% of the results that came up on this page, and it could, if you go to a different marketing, a different keyword, it could be 2, it could be 10. 72% of the ones on this one are third-party lead providers, unbranded third-party lead providers. When you click on any of these, you go to a lead form. You fill out that lead form, and it gets sent to you. Seems like we can do that. Seems like you could advertise in search engines, drop into lead forms, and convert the lead yourself. Hopefully be a better quality lead because it's yours. They'd see your name. Hopefully, maybe if they didn't convert, they'd find some other areas of our site that they'd like to look at and engage us, and maybe look at a map, and they didn't know there's a Honda dealer over there. So that's what's important. I think that knowing that our focus is engagement, knowing that we can do all the same things that we want to do on the internet, I think this is an important role. And the fact of the matter is really these third-party lead providers are actually great marketers. And you know, I would think that probably if the world went to eliminating them, they'd probably just become search engine marketing companies because they're great at it. They do a good job. They're not bad companies. They're just doing our job for us instead of with us. So eliminating non-branded third-party lead providers is something that I got to tell you that most dealers who say it, oh yeah, it's a great idea, and then go contract for 2 more. So this is something you got to take to heart. Maybe instead of eliminating them, just don't add any more next year. Invest in the internet. I know you guys all say about how much money you spend, but the #1 question I get is how much of my budget should go to the internet? Well, if you look at the dealer category spending, first off, internet spending, that number is not going to be a shock to anybody. In the past 5 years, dealer internet spending is up 214%. There's no other category that's up. They're all coming down. The average dealer internet spend is 22% of their budget. So if you look at your budget, and you can compare it to that, but you got to think that when you have an average, if you have your average intelligence of IQ of 110, that there are people that have 100 and people that have 120. And I'd like to think that everybody in this room fancies themselves as being ahead of the curve. Your budget should be 28% of your advertising budget, net of credits. That's the focus. Now where I see, the difficulty with the internet is that it's free. And it's got a culture of free. And so dealers assume it should be free. Everything else, I'm going to spend money on it, it's free. It's not. There's a culture of free, but I mean, look at YouTube. Free, right? Absolutely free. Sold for $2 billion. Why? There's opportunity there. There's eyeballs there. So if you go ahead and you say, if you keep in your mind the concept that the internet's free and so it should be free, and then what we put on there should be free, you're not going to excel. You need to invest, #1, in content. If every video that's on your site was shot on your flip camera, it's a mistake. Most dealers tell you, cable company, I had them do my spot, it looked terrible. I was embarrassed every time I saw it on TV. They get out their flip camera and go, let me show this car to you. It's the same thing. I mean, the internet's advanced to the point where people go on there and expect to see quality content. And again, I don't need to bring Jim Farley up again, but they talk about how much they're investing in developing content for the website because the engagement's important. So you see a funny video, you watch it. You see a cool video, you watch it. You see a bad video, you don't watch it. So if we know that we want to engage people, we know we want people to come in here, we have to be willing to make that leap to produce content for our websites that's compelling and interesting. And that's not some sales manager in the back of the office banging it out and shooting cameras on his camera phone and uploading them to your site.